In this video, I want to give you my honest thoughts about prop firms, and I'm going to talk about how they work, how you could receive funding, how prop firms make their money, and how you can become a funded trader so you can begin trading and risking their capital rather than your own. Let's start with what a prop firm is in the first place. A prop firm is a firm that will provide you capital to trade with if you are able to pass their challenges. And you could think of this challenge as kind of like an exam. It's a test. If you're able to pass this test, they will provide you capital to trade with. They're not just going to give capital to random people who don't know what they're doing. So they want to test to make sure you're an actually skilled trader before they provide you with capital. And you might be thinking, if they're providing us with capital, what's in it for them? So I want to also talk about the way that prop firms make their money and how the business model works. I think it's important to understand this, especially if you're going to be working with one. So the way that prop firms make their money is, in order to actually take this challenge, take this test to potentially receive capital to trade with from the prop firm, this challenge costs money. So you pay them to take the challenge. They take that money, of course, and if you pass the challenge, they will provide you capital to trade with. If you don't pass the challenge, you don't pass the requirements of the test, they don't give you capital to trade with. And the way that prop firms make their money is that they know most traders don't know what they're doing, they haven't received the right education, they're not good at risk management, they don't have any profitable trading strategies, and they're essentially just gamblers. Prop firms know this, that 95+ % of traders just don't know what they're doing. They're going into the markets with no experience, right? They're not taking time to actually educate themselves. So these, gambling traders, the traders who don't know what they're doing, they're buying up these challenges and they end up just blowing the accounts, right? They end up not actually passing those funded challenges. So the prop firms, they keep that money and they're not actually eligible to receive capital to trade with because they're not passing them. So prop firms are essentially making money on the 95% of traders who don't know what they're doing. However, the traders who do know what they're doing, who are skilled, they are taking advantage of prop firms and they are receiving life-changing capital to trade with. So my general opinion about them is I think it's an absolutely amazing idea. I think prop firms, number one, even for their side, is highly profitable just because most traders aren't going to put in the time to learn it. Just like how most people who start businesses, they end up failing. Most people who go into trading, they're not actually serious about it. They're going to end up, just kind of gambling. Prop firms know this. They're able to capitalize on those traders who aren't serious. But the traders who are serious, who are skilled, they're taking advantage of prop firms and they're receiving life-changing capital. So if you're a skilled trader, I think it's a no-brainer, in my opinion. I never really started with a prop firm. I've never used a prop firm before. I've always traded with my own capital. However, I was fortunate enough to have a father who was a professional trader, so he was able to fund my account for me when he saw that I was ready to start trading with real capital. So I got lucky, and I never really considered prop firms, but honestly, if I was a beginner trader nowadays, I would 100% go this route because as a beginner trader, you're probably not going to want to invest 10, 20, 30, or up to $100,000 into your trading account to begin trading with. Most people aren't going to actually do that. And a lot of people don't even have that amount of capital in the first place to invest, right? So a lot of these traders, they're actually skilled traders. They're making good money on a small account, or maybe they're making good money, good progress paper trading. They don't have their own capital to trade with. Boom, now they can begin making money. Now they can begin getting life-changing capital by working with a prop firm and taking advantage of their resources. So I think it's amazing if you're a skilled trader. So my recommendation is become a skilled trader. Watch this YouTube channel. Make sure you register for my free class this week. I'm going over one of my favorite trading strategies. That's a great way for you to get started and for you to learn. Take advantage of all of the reels and TikToks that I'm posting about trading, right? Do your best to become a skilled trader so you could take advantage of life-changing income from a prop firm. So those are my honest thoughts about it. And let's kind of go through what the process looks like when it comes to getting a challenge and then passing it. I recently partnered up with AquaFuned, great company, great team. And what's really cool about AquaFuned compared to a lot of other ones is that there's a 90% profit split. So let's say you are skilled enough to pass their challenge, you receive capital to trade with, you're going to be able to keep 90% of the profits that you make on that account, which is pretty amazing. I mean, you're keeping essentially a majority of the profits you're making. All right, so that's perfect. So let's go to start challenge. And this is where they have the different options in terms of challenges to choose. So like a $10,000 account, in order to take an exam to get, or a test to get $10,000 worth of funding to take the challenge, this costs $53. So think about that. You spend $53, and if you're skilled enough to pass the challenge, you can then receive $10,000 worth of capital, which is insane. And we can run through these, but let's just go to the $100,000. That tends to be the most popular. For $389, right, you could potentially receive $100,000 worth of funding. And the really cool thing is that with AquaFuned, if you do pass their challenge, they will refund you that initial fee. So you spend $389, you're a skilled trader, you pass the challenge, you receive $100,000 of capital to trade with, they will provide you that capital, you get that fee refunded. All right. So if you're a skilled trader, there's not even any risk in taking a challenge and passing it, because you're going to get your fee completely refunded at the end of it, if you do pass, of course. So let's go over some of the requirements. Trading period unlimited, so it doesn't matter in what time period you pass this challenge. Minimum trading days, 0 days, right? Maximum daily loss. So this is one of the rules. You can't lose more than 5% in one day. 5% of 100K, 5,000. So if you lose 5,000 or more in one day, you are not able to get funded. You failed the challenge. All right. If you lose in general 8% on that account, you also fail the challenge. All right. So here are some kind of rules, constraints for this account. You can't lose more than a specific amount of per day, and you can't lose more than a specific percentage of the account in general. In terms to actually pass the account, pass the challenge and receive funding, you need a profit target of $8,000, which is 8% of the account. So if you make 8% on 100K, you're able to move to step 2. Step 2, you have to make an additional 4%, which is 4,000. And if you're able to make that, you go move on to step 3, and you are officially an Aqua trader. All right. So this is what it takes to pass their account. All right. You need to abide by these rules. Of course, you can't lose a specific amount per day or in general. And of course, you have to make that 8%, and then you have to make that 4%. And if you do, you get your fee refunded, which is really great. This is what really motivated me to become a partner with Aqua. And obviously, 6 sites. So I included this AquaFuned link down below. Make sure you use mine as well. And let me know if you have any questions in terms of how prop firms work at the description or in the comments of this video. Another really cool thing about prop firms, and especially AquaFuned, is that you could actually buy multiple challenges. You can get, let's say you want to trade with, in theory, $400,000. You can buy 200K account challenges, pass both, and now you have $400,000 to trade with, right? If you're making 1% a day on $400,000 worth of capital, that's $4,000 a day, and you keep 90% of that. Now, of course, that's like absurd numbers, but even if, let's say, you're trading on a $100,000 account and you're making, let's say, 0.5% per day, that's $500 a day, and you keep 90% of that. So as you could see, using prop firms is a no-brainer if you're a skilled trader. Okay, so my recommendation is become a skilled trader. All right, and that's basically everything that you need to know about prop firms. In my opinion, if you don't have your own capital to trade with and you want to start taking trading seriously, you want to make life-changing income from trading, I would highly recommend taking advantage of prop firms. I'm going to create other YouTube videos specifically talking about how to pass prop firm challenges, how to manage your risk so you make sure you stay within the constraints of the prop firm rules, and I'm going to talk about strategies that you could use to get to that 8% for AquaFunded. So make sure you subscribe and make sure you wait for those videos, because my goal is to help you become the best trader you can be. I want to make you a profitable trader. And if you're going to be using prop firms, my goal is to make you a funded trader so you can begin making life-changing income as soon as possible. I am doing a free class this week. Make sure you register for the class. I'm going to be discussing my favorite trading strategy, how I learned how to trade, and how you can learn how to trade as well. So make sure you register for the class below, and I'll see you guys on the next video.